Hey, so it sounds like the Apple car is not going to happen. Boo. But the Tesla Model 3 Ludicrous has been spotted filming promos in Spain. Spain? And speaking of Europe, well, the Renault R5 is making its debut, and it makes me wonder, why don't we get cool, affordable EVs like that in the US? And 200 subscribers. Guys, we're growing. 200 to me is a lot, so I really appreciate that. Anyway, it is Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. Let's get to it. Boom. Hey, everybody. Hey, before we get going today, I just want to say thank you to all you guys for 200 subscribers. Again, I know it probably sounds like a small number compared to a lot of other bigger YouTubers out there, but, the fact that 200 of you actually click the subscribe button is super cool, super awesome, means a lot to me. I started this channel just for fun, and I'm going to keep doing it for fun, but, if we can keep growing it, it took me about 2.5 months from when I started to hit 100 subscribers, and since then, it's been just under a month, and I mean just under, by like 2 days. We've gone from 100 to 200, so that's a super cool thing, and I haven't really been promoting it anywhere or anything. Like, I haven't even mentioned it much on my other social platforms, although I'm not somebody famous, so it's not like it would make much of a difference probably. I don't have a huge following or anything, but, I just want to quickly just one more time say thanks to everybody for subscribing. Hopefully more people will. I have a lot of things in my head that I like to be able to do over the next, several months over the summer. And, so the more subscribers we get, the more stuff that we can do, because the more people will pay attention. And, so again, thanks a lot. And we're just going to keep on going, because I'll never stop flapping my gums about EVs. I'll never shut up about it. I love them. I just talk about them all the time. And so the fact that there's at least 200 people that are just as sick as me out there is pretty cool. So anyway, so today I saw an article that on where was it, 9 to 5 Mac, that Apple apparently has announced internally that they are terminating Project Titan, which was the Apple car. I guess they're no longer going to go forward with that, which kind of makes sense to me, because it just seemed out of character for Apple to make a car. I guess, I always say, like, EVs are basically rolling tech products, and Apple's the greatest tech company in the world. It didn't seem like something that they really should be getting into. It made a whole lot of sense to get into the car business, because, in the car business, margins are thin. I think Apple's used to making a lot of money on all their products. They make pretty high margins. They don't sell things cheap. And I'm not saying that they should. I'm a huge Apple person. I'm an iPhone guy, I'm a Mac guy, I'm an iPad. I love Apple TV. I'm an Apple fanboy, but it just seemed a little weird to me that they would do a car. I think the whole Apple CarPlay, being able to take over your whole digital dashboard, that idea was super cool. Like, I thought when they first came up with that, and that they were starting to work with some OEMs on that made sense, to sort of integrate into like BMW or Mercedes or whoever. That to me seemed like the play for Apple, as far as being in the automotive business, is to just be able to make the whole dash your Apple Dash and be able to customize your dashboard any way that you want. That seems to me like an Apple thing to do. Apple Maps, all that stuff. But I guess they decided no car. And I guess that's probably a good thing, because, it probably would have been awesome, but it also probably would have cost $200,000. So not everybody would have been able to buy it. So it is what it is. But what is coming is the Tesla Model 3 Performance, or will it be called Ludicrous? Please, Elon, call it Ludicrous. Because it was spotted in Spain doing some promo photos or promo video. And so, does that mean that Europe's going to get the Model 3 Performance, or the refreshed Performance, before the US, like they did with the refreshed Model 3? Because it was a good 4 or 5 months prior to the US launch that Europe got the refreshed Model 3. So I wonder if the same thing will happen with the Performance. I hope not, but because, that's really the one that I think, that I would be interested in. But hopefully we'll see that here stateside soon enough so we can check it out and go take one for a spin. But, in the meantime, at least, we know it's coming because we saw some photos last week, some spy photos in the U.S., them testing it out where it's sort of camouflage, but you could see the different seats on the inside and that kind of thing. So it's getting close. And, I'm anxious to see the refresh Model 3 and just get inside of one and take it for a spin. And I'll be sure to film it, of course. What else is going on? Oh, the Renault R5. I just think this thing is so cool. I don't know why we don't get EVs like this in the U.S. A city car, this is not a road tripper. This is not a long driver. This is not a cruiser. This is for sort of the urban environment like Boston, Austin, San Fran, places like that where, you don't necessarily want a giant car to try and navigate city streets and to park and all that. And, it's going to be relatively inexpensive. I think they said it's going to start at like 25,000 euros. And I don't know what the exchange rate is today, but that usually translates to right around $26,000, something like that, maybe a little more. I don't know, give or take. But, that's the kind of car that, young people starting out, you just get out of school, you're getting your first job, you don't have a ton of money. You can't afford to buy even maybe sometimes a Model 3 or some other EV, but you could probably afford a car like that. And that's why we need more of those. I know that Americans love the big SUVs and they love crossovers, especially. We love our Honda CR-Vs, God knows why, and our Nissan Rogues, God knows why. But Americans love that stuff, right? They love the Ford Escape. But Toyota sells a lot of Corollas and Honda sells a lot of Civics in the U.S., so there is an appetite for smaller vehicles and, affordable vehicles. And, I think there's a place for smaller EVs here. I know there is. And if we just had them, if someone would bring them here or someone would make them, Ford, why aren't you making an electric Escape? Why aren't you making an electric Maverick? An electric Maverick would be sick. That would be, you wouldn't be able to stop selling an electric Maverick. You wouldn't be able to make them fast enough. I'm telling you. I know there's talk about them slowing down production of the F-150 Lightning and all that, but that's expensive. If you could get an electric Maverick that got 300 miles of range for around 40 grand, you would not be able to make them fast enough. And that's what we need here. And again, 2024 is the year that charging is going to keep on going. So, the charging infrastructure is going to start to catch up. It's going to take a bit, but it's going to get there, and we're going to need the vehicles. So let's get on that. But in the meantime, once again, I want to say thank you guys for 200 subscribers. Onward and upward. I think it's super cool. And I know, it's not a big number, right? There's lots of big YouTubers out there, but just the fact that 200 of you are crazy enough to tap that subscribe button. Thank you. And hopefully we'll just keep on going because as we all know, EVs are awesome and it's okay to be awesome. See you next time. And 200 subscribers. Pretty cool. Well, it's February 20.